Coming up on this edition of MU Report, how you can navigate the murky waters of the FAFSA and get your money.
Plus, the students at Marshall University help warm up the Huntington community.
And people from all over West Virginia get fit at the Rec Center. All on this edition of MU Report, which starts right now.
From the campus of Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia. West Virginia's college news leader, the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. This is MU Report.
Hello and welcome to Spring 2014's third edition of MU Report, West Virginia's college news leader from Marshall University. We are a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. I'm Kyle Gibson.
And I'm Josie Landgrave. Now on to our top story. The deadline for filing FAFSA is coming up, and as Jessica Patterson reports, the Financial Assistance Office at Marshall University is trying to explain its importance.
How do you know if you are eligible for financial aid to help with college? One way to find out is by filling out the free application for federal student aid. The FAFSA form gives students an idea of how much money they can receive from federal and state levels.
The FAFSA form is important because it makes sure that students get the money that they deserve and the money that they can use to pay for their college. Money that can help them.
The financial aid office staff at Marshall University says it is important to file the FAFSA early in order to get as much assistance as possible.
Government gives us allotment every year, and of course it's getting smaller and smaller every year. And those people who have their FAFSAs completed will get that amount as much as we can give them, if they're eligible.
Some students say filling out the form can be a challenge, even with parental assistance.
Finding all the tax information from like my mom and stuff, got her on the phone doing her part, and she had to look them up from last year. And that's the part that takes the longest.
The financial aid office staff says they try to help students file the forms in multiple ways.
Of course, we just finished the College Goal Sunday. That was one. We go out to special groups, student support services. We've just completed FAFSAs there. They can come into the office if they need assistance.
Marshall University's priority deadline for filing FAFSA was Saturday, March 1st. Students can still fill out the online form, but Bevan says they may not be able to receive as much aid from the university. Jessica Patterson, MU Report.
The Financial Assistance Aid Office is located in Old Main, room 116.
With the next school year on the horizon, it is now time for students to sign up for housing, and a particular set of dorms attracts the most attention. The game of housing musical chairs has started at Marshall. Students have started online registration for housing. This is tough for freshmen who've only known one home, but as freshman Austin Tyree says, there is a way around that.
The freshman halls are a lot nicer to me than like East and West are, honestly, but Commons is all right as well. That would be my backup plan if I didn't get the RA position, but yeah, I love living in North.
For those who don't want to be an RA, Director of Housing John Yon says his staff is ready with information on other halls.
Well, what we try to do is make students aware of the halls that they're able to move to, and then provide information on those halls. And of course we have information set up with staff from our office who they can come and talk to if they have any questions or concerns.
Most students try to live in the Marshall Commons, which Yon says is normally a very tough reservation each year.
But we usually end up with a waiting list every year, and so what will happen is once the students who have lived there currently have not renewed their space, those spaces come available after a certain point in the spring semester in February, and then students can sign up for those.
Students signing up for a different residence hall have no idea where they will end up, which makes signing up for housing a game of timing as well as a bit of luck. Students seeking more information on housing can check the housing department located at Holderby Hall or head to the housing website.
Old Man Winter has definitely been pretty harsh this year with a lot of snow and freezing temperatures. But some students on Marshall's campus are fighting the cold and helping the community warm up. Cold temperatures mean students are bundling up. One organization on Marshall's campus is making sure everyone does just that. The Women's Center, along with Women's Studies, teamed up with students in a blanket drive for the Huntington City Mission. Women's Center Director Leah Tolliver says this drive allows members of Marshall to get more involved.
We are part of a bigger community, and we have people in our community in need, and we have the means to be able to help those people.
Lexi Rep and her sorority Delta Zeta handmade more than 20 blankets. She says it was a way to bond with her sisters while helping others all at the same time.
And a bunch of us got together and just made them and had a good time while doing it. It's just such a great feeling, you know, something as small as a blanket, taking, you know, an hour out of your day, you know, saving someone just by simply making a blanket, you know. It's just such a overwhelming feeling.
Those involved say their goal in helping the less fortunate is bringing them hope in the form of a blanket.
There are people that really do care, and that those people are here at Marshall.
One blanket could save a life. You can help someone so much by just donating something as small as a blanket.
Josie Landgrave, MU Report. The Women's Center say they collected more than 75 blankets.
The Marshall community was challenged to sign a pledge this past week, but not just any pledge. As Andrew Harrison reports, organizers of a competition for students living in Marshall University's residence halls are giving residents a chance to go green.
The residence halls conducted informational parties to sign a green pledge to give residents some knowledge and ideas for living what the community calls sustainable life while in college.
We started with talking to the students because we wanted them to be supportive of this endeavor. I mean, it depends on them to, you know, start to live their lives in a more sustainable way to contribute to the competition.
The plan is to inspire and challenge all students on Marshall's campus to reduce energy and water use and recycle while living at or near Marshall.
We want them to take ownership. When you're a part of something, you take ownership of it, and therefore taking ownership of it, it makes it more real. It doesn't seem just like something someone else is doing. It's something that I am doing. It's personal, and that's what we wanted.
And students were able to find out via the resident advisors and signs around campus. Students feel this is a great opportunity and effort by the Housing and Residence Life as well as the Green Committee.
Great idea. Environment is a big thing right now and how to protect it. We actually have an office now for RHC called EcoRep, and it's trying to go green and do more things within the community to protect the environment.
The hope is for the Green Committee to organize events and garner initiatives from the Marshall community to not just recycle bottles, cans, and papers, but pledge a more sustainable living, whether it is here on Marshall's campus or at home. Andrew Harrison, MU Report.
The Green Pledge will continue until the month of April, where each residence hall will be evaluated to see how much conservation took place.
Most people in their mid-20s are still figuring out what they want to do with their lives. Starting off as an assistant coach and working her way up to head coach, Kelsey Waybright has accomplished a lot for her young age.
Working as a full-time beautician is enough to keep anyone busy. Add that to being responsible for 23 cheerleaders, and you have Marshall University's head cheer coach, Kelsey Waybright. Waybright spent all 4 years of college cheering for the Herd. Beauty school was the next step after graduation, but Waybright says she always knew she wanted to end up back in Huntington. What she didn't know was she would soon be the head coach of a squad she cheered on just a few years before.
It was definitely not something that was in the plans. It was definitely a blessing in disguise. I wanted to be able to be involved in the program.
Former cheerleader Sarah Davenport was on the team with Waybright and now helps out the squad. Davenport says the coach is headed in the right direction.
We're going big with competition this year, and she's gotten a lot of things in place with her grades in school and with her workouts, and she's put a lot of things in place to build the program and make it stronger.
Waybright has accomplished more than many at her young age and uses that to her advantage.
I feel like I can identify with them still. It's not that long ago that I was 18 and fresh to school, and everything's exciting, it's overwhelming, it's stressful. There's a lot that I can still identify with.
Waybright is 25 years old, making her the youngest coach in Conference USA. Now that's something to cheer about. Kaylin Searles, MU Report.
More than 100 young cheerleaders got the chance to learn a few new moves for Marshall's cheer squad Saturday at the Junior Thundering Herd Clinic. Cheerleaders from ages 4 to 10 worked on new techniques for cheer, dance, voice, and flexibility at the 4-hour workshop. Senior Brittany Barton says teaching the younger generation is beneficial for all cheerleaders involved, both young and old.
A lot of cheerleading here is community outreach, which people don't always see. We cheer for sports, and we're kind of the face of the athletic department. We go to big green events, we go to alumni events, fundraising stuff. We go to all these things to kind of be a PR link to the community. So this is kind of our outreach to the younger generation.
After practicing at Gullickson Hall, the girls traveled over to the Cam Henderson Center for a chance to take center court before the men's basketball game.
We all know this winter has been a rough one for exercising outdoors, but as Taylor Kirschwin reports, one sport hosted in the Marshall Rec Center helped bring the Huntington community out of hibernation.
On your marks, get set, go.
And so it begins. The only sport that brings swimming, running, and biking together back to back. Nobody enjoys exercising outside during the cold winter months, but the indoor triathlon kick-started the Huntington community out of their winter slumber and into friendly competition.
It promotes healthy living because it gets everybody from the community out and together and shows them how we can all work out together and it'd be fun.
For those more serious triathletes, like senior Kayla Edwards, the indoor triathlon was good practice and an indicator of where she stands in each event before the outdoor triathlons begin.
If it's your run, your swim, your bike, it's a good gauge before it warms up too much, so we have to go outside.
Unlike with the traditional triathlon, participants have 5 minutes to change out of their suits and get to the bikes.
Definitely staying focused in just one place and thinking to yourself, I can see the pace and see the numbers, where outside you can't necessarily gauge what your time is. You can look around and see, what everyone's time is added together already, where in an outdoor triathlon it's just kind of go, 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 one after another. Here it's a little bit more laid back.
Whether competing for fun or for the love of the sport, the indoor triathlon brought together people of all ages and skill levels. Taylor Kirchwim, MU Report.
To find more events like this one, go to the Marshall Rec Center events calendar.
Empty Bowls is an annual event that supports the Huntington Area Food Bank. As Allison Wickline reports, organizers got a jump start on the event with the help of the community.
Empty bowls and a full house. Marshall Ceramic Studio opened its doors Saturday so participants could make bowls to support the Huntington Area Food Bank. And as Frederick Bartolovic says, just one bowl can have a big impact.
It's amazing to see that one person coming in to make one bowl can have such a huge impact on the community.
Participants got their hands dirty by either hand building their bowls or throwing them on a wheel, which Alexis D'Amato says is a fun experience, especially when it's for a good cause.
I really just enjoy throwing. It's just a lot of fun, even if it doesn't always turn out great. And I thought it was really cool that it was a charity event as well as a artistic event.
Water, clay, and spinning wheels all came together for bowls that will be sold to benefit the food bank. The process was a hit for some, a miss for others, but as Zach Hager says, it's all worth it.
Whenever you make something for somebody else, especially knowing that not only somebody will be keeping these bowls, but that they're going to go on to help feed somebody else, that's pretty amazing.
Organizers say buying one of these bowls for $12 can result in 64 meals for the food bank. So getting your hands a little dirty can have a big impact. Allison Wickline, MU Report.
That's all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. Join us again in 2 weeks. I'm Kyle Gibson.
And I'm Josie Landgrave. Thanks for watching and have a great day.